We're here for our weekly press conference with head coach John Cooper. Coach, how would you assess the first third of the MAC season? Do you think playing on the road that many games early has benefited your young team?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's benefited us. I think at the end of the day, everyone plays 18 games. You're going to play 9 on the road. You're going to play 9 at home. So however you get them, that's just the way it comes out. Particularly as you look at our situation, obviously we haven't been able to go on the road and get it done to this point in conference play. I do think we've put ourselves in position to be successful, certainly a couple of times on the road, and just could not close the game out, particularly when you look at Northern Illinois and certainly when you look at the Central Michigan losses. But, typically those teams that are able to go and get some road wins are the teams that are going to win in conference play. But, everything with this group, when you look at our inexperience, has certainly been a learning tool for us. But we've got to, understand what it takes to win down the stretch, take care of the basketball and execute. And we haven't done that, at least to where we need to do it in order to be able to win.
And the reward now for this middle third is that you have 5 of your next 6 at home. How important is this stretch?
Well, if you look at it like that, I think sometimes it can be a daunting task. Listen, we're 1-5 right now, and I still don't look at them any different. I legitimately, when I talked to the team after the Central Michigan game in the locker room, I finished up and said, we've got to get ready now for the next game. And I didn't even know who we played. I had to ask the team, who do we play? And it's no disrespect or anything to Buffalo, but, my attention is on one game. You've got to take it one at a time. I don't care if you're on a 10-game winning streak, 10-game losing streak, whatever it may be. You put all your effort and your energy into one game. Then you work your tails off to try to get that taken care of, and then you move on from there. And so, all of our energy has been on Buffalo up to this point until we play them Tuesday, and then we'll move on to the next game, and that's how you stack them together. You take one game at a time, and then you go from there.
All right. So tomorrow you do have Buffalo, two-time defending MAC tournament champion. What can we expect from the Bulls?
Well, I think in some ways they're similar in that you're going to see Massenburg, you're going to see Connors, you're going to see all those guys, Hamilton, Kadiri and Kenna Smart. They have good players. They compete. They play hard. They're a team that looks to be aggressive offensively and defensively. They certainly are going to drive the basketball, and you've got to be able to defend that. And then they're going to pound you on the boards. Perkins and those guys, really good players. And, of course, they're physical and they have size. And so they really force you to have to execute. They force you to have to take care of the basketball. Most importantly, you've got to play with a sense of toughness. And if you don't match their physicality and their toughness, then you've got a problem.
And then finally, while I'm sure you haven't looked ahead just yet for the rest of this week, you do have Eastern Michigan coming on Saturday. And they've been towards the top of the conference this season. They have their own challenges with their zone. So in general terms, what will be the challenges in that one?
Well, I haven't watched them much, but I know what they're going to do is they're going to play that zone, and it's hard as heck to score against it. They're going to bring size. They're going to have size on the wings. They're going to force you to shoot over it. So you have to make shots. You have to be able to execute. It's just a different kind of game, and certainly with our kids, with the 8 guys that have never faced it, it will be a different experience for them. I think when you've seen it before, it makes it a little bit easier from the perspective of knowing what to expect when you get out there, because you can't simulate it in practice. So it'll be new challenge, but you've got to play them all. It seems like we've played Rod's team, about 4 or 5 times here in the last year. A couple of times we've played them there. We went to go play them to go to the tournament 2 years ago. So it seems like we've played them quite a bit. It never gets easier. It's still a challenge. But, you've got to make shots. You've got to be able to rebound the basketball against them. And then, of course, you've got to try to slow them down offensively. And if you can do that, then you put yourself in a position to be successful. But they're well coached, and he does a good job with that group.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thanks, guys.